Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Spurley, and today I have a rather long game of Headquarters. It's actually on the Nuketown, the 24/7 Nuketown. It's a really long game of Headquarters. I usually don't play Headquarters, but this is actually kind of a good game. I got like 56,000 XP, like 69 kills, I think almost 70 kills. But it was a really long game, which is perfect because I have a pretty long story that I want to tell you guys. So, when I was in high school, I think it was my freshman year. I think it was freshman or sophomore year. Late freshman or early sophomore year. There was like this pool party put on by a friend of mine. Like, I knew the friend. The friend was a mutual friend. The friend who was hosting the party was a mutual friend of my best friend. A mutual friend of me through my best friend. I'm sorry if that's confusing, but I knew the guy, so it wasn't like I was just crashing the party. I knew who the guy was. We had spoken before, so it wasn't like I was just like, oh, and it wasn't like my friend was just like, oh, and so I brought so and so along. Like, it was okay with him that I was coming along, so I wasn't just crashing the party. So, I keep saying so a lot, and I'm sorry, I'm working on that, I promise. And so, here I go again. And the party was like, it was advertised as like a pool party. It was like, bring your swim trunks. It's a really nice place. There's going to be a really nice pool, really nice hot tub, really nice spa, really nice pool house for like games and activities and pool, like the game billiard games, not like obviously like the pool, but like billiards as well. And there's going to be food, drinks, soft drinks, because we're in high school, and it's like it wasn't like a party. It was like a pool party, so it was like a daytime. It wasn't like a rager house party. It was just like a birthday party, so to say. And so we would have a nice dinner there as well. And so you were to bring clothes, like you were to wear clothes that would be nice, for dinner. I'm using the word nice loosely, for dinner. And then you could bring your swim trunks or swimming clothes or whatever it is that you wore in the pool. If you're a fat kid, you probably wore a t-shirt. But so yeah, it was like a nice invitation. Like, if that doesn't explain to you kind of a party it was, like, it had actual paper invitations. And so on the invitation, I had the address of this place, and so I'm going there, and we kind of leave, not my section. Like, I lived in the nice section of town, but like there's like the center of our town is not nice. Like, it's not like a nice place, but at the same time it's very middle class, like the center of our town. And then the further out you get, the more, like, in all directions, like, it gets nicer. So like at the very center, it's like minimum class, and middle class, and then it gets nicer and nicer upper class, and upper middle class is like the farther out you go, and it's like that kind of like in a circle. So it's basically even. I lived at one end of the town, and so like we're going towards the middle of the town, and I was like, oh great, we're gonna have a pool party, like an above ground pool or something. And then we eventually went beyond that area, and we get back to the nicer section of the other side of the town, and like we kept going, and eventually we got to like the really nice houses, like the houses worth millions of dollars, like the houses that are so big that like they're just like they could be just in architecture magazines. Like, they're just spectacles of lavish places. And so I don't really know how to explain it. Like the big mansion style houses, like a couple $1 million a piece. Like, that's the kind of house that I'm talking about. And so we're finally get there, and we kind of turn the corner and go up like this, like the gate, go up to this gate, and it was like a really nice gate. Like, it wasn't just like one of those regular like metal gates. It was like had like those decorative rocks all over it, and then it was kind of like a gate you would see in like a movie to a mansion, like to the Bruce Manor. Like, if you see the gate, it was like a nice gate like that, and it would open it, like you would open it up, and it would let you through. And it actually had like different settings. The gate was actually kind of cool. Like, the gate had this one setting where, like, obviously it was closed, and unless you entered in the number or like the pin, you're not getting through. And it also had this other setting, where if a car pulls up to it, it'll sense it and it'll open it, and it had this other setting where obviously it just stays open. So I just thought that was kind of cool. I mean, I know it just sounds like a regular gate, but just trust me on it. It was pretty cool. And so we get into this. We drive like into the property, like to the. I guess we're going through like this kind of up a hill through through the river, like through this like nice field, so to say, a nice lawn. It was a really nice, maintained like lawn and everything like that. And we pull up, and we get to the top of a little rise, and there's this big, beautiful mansion and it's absolutely huge and it's amazing. And it honestly did remind me of like the Bruce Wayne Manor from if you're a Batman fan, or if you're a good movies fan, because if you could be not a Batman fan and watch that movie, it's a great movie. Anyway, that's aside the point. I'm sorry for getting off, but it's like a really nice place, and it looks like really nice, and it's just one of those houses where like most people don't need these houses, and so you can tell that like obviously this person has done something good with their lives, like the parent or something like that. Whoever owns this house has done something good in their lives, like they know what they're doing, and they're not just. You guys all understand what I'm saying, but so it's like a really nice house. And so we get up, and then you kind of drive, like there's two, like the road forks, and there's one side and it goes over to the pool, and one side goes over to like the regular house. And so at being a pool party, we were eating in the pool house, which was really a nice pool house. You go straight and into the pool house, straight towards the pool house area, instead of going left to the like the mansion area. And so, you know, we get to the pool party, we have a nice dinner, we play in the pool, you know, it was a lot of fun. And so that was the end of that night. And now I was a senior, again, this is a little fuzzy, it was either late junior year or early senior year. And I remember specifically at this point because I could drive on my own. I was 16 or 17, so I had my license and I had my car. And so I remember this girl was like in my class who I kind of liked, but it wasn't like I wasn't like trying to date her or do anything with her or anything like that. I just kind of thought she was like really attractive, like, and I just kind of liked her. Maybe would want to get to know her more, but I wasn't going to take the effort to actually get to know her or do anything with her or anything like that. So she invites me to this party, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And it was like supposed to be like a really good time. She's like, yeah, there's like not just people from our school. I think it's gonna be like really interesting. I think you're gonna enjoy the company of the people. I think you're gonna, enjoy the place. I think you're gonna have like a great time, and that's why I'm inviting you specifically. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go to this party. And so she gives me this address after school, and I'm looking at it on my way back to the car, and I believe that it was like a Thursday. It was like a Thursday that she gave me this address because it was gonna be on a Friday. The party was on a Friday night. And so she was like, yeah, just be here, 8:30, 9, whenever you want. Just don't come anytime before like 7:30. Just get there anytime after 7:30. I might not get there till later, maybe around 9. So I was like, oh, okay. So, it's Thursday and then Friday and normal day. And then after school and everything, I get ready and I'm going to this party. And I get to this, I look at the address finally because, I'm going to punch it into my phone and, go to the party. And so I'm like, this looks really familiar, and stupid me, I didn't look at my phone to actually see what the house looked like or anything like that. I was like, this address looks really familiar, and I'm following the directions, and I'm like, wait a second, I know exactly where this place is. This is where this pool party was. This is going to be really nice. And apparently, just like a story about the house, the owners of the house actually were hit pretty hard in the recession that happened in the 2008, and so they ended up actually just renting out the house to like people like with parties and things like that. Like it was that big, like they could just rent it out to like events and parties and things like that. So that's what they were doing, and they obviously can no longer afford to live there, so they lived somewhere else. But they still owned it. They just had to rent it out because they needed to bring in the extra money. So I get to this place, and I go through this really, I get to go to the house part, not just the pool part. This really nice yard, and like we pull up into this is at the house part. We pull up in this really nice yard, and I get out of my car and I park it, and I see one of my friends, and he just has his head down on the rocks, like sitting on one of those decorative rocks I was talking about earlier. He has his head down, his hands kind of over his face, and he has a drink at his feet, sitting on the ground. And I go, hey, what's going on? And he was like, he just like couldn't vocalize what was happening. And he was like, I need to get out of here. Let's just go to your house. I'm telling you, it's not cool what's going on in there. We need to leave. We can go to your house. We can have a lot of fun. We can drink. We do whatever. Please, just let's go. And I was like, well, this girl invited me, and I'm kind of interested, so I think I might stop around, at least say hi to her, see what's going on. I wasn't going to be rude. And so he's like, whatever. I am leaving. And he finishes the rest of his drink, and he just leaves the bottle on the ground, and then he walks out. Not really sure if he drove or whatnot. Probably should have checked that out when the time had come. But anyway, so I'd gone in to this really nice place, and right when I walk in, there's someone Right, okay, right when you walk in, there's a really nice big double door entrance, and when you get in, there's these two stairs that kind of curve up and lead to an upper second story. And so right between, like in between the stairs, there's like a little walkway with a little railing, a wooden railing, and there's someone standing, you know, kind of with their elbows and arms on the railing, kind of leaning on it, and they're looking at, oh, the gameplay froze a little bit, and they're looking at me, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they walk down one of the sets of the stairs, and he goes, oh, can I take your coat? And he takes my coat, and you know, he puts it in a, you know, he puts it like wherever he put coats, and I guess it was a jacket. It wasn't really that hot out. But anyway, so then he takes it aside, and then he's like, yeah, like, here, who do you know here? And I told him like who I knew, and he was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, whatever, the nicest person I've ever met. And like, oh, like, wow, this person's really nice. I wonder what's going on. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, what could have happened? Because this guy seemed really nice. Maybe it's just this one guy. And so I get further, and he's like, okay, well, here's the bar area. You know, have yourself a nice drink. Get to know everybody. And it was like, yeah, a standard introduction. You know, have fun type of talk. And so I was sitting at the bar, and the bartender asked me, what do you want to drink? And you know, during, like, when you're 16, 17 years old, you're not really a connoisseur of drinks, of you know, you're not really that kind of you don't really know what's going on. You know a couple things that you drink, but you don't really know, like, it's at a big bar, it's a big full bar, you don't really know what to drink. And so I get to the bar, and I'm like, I'll just take a Manhattan, because I knew that's something that my dad had drink. So, you know, she makes Manhattan, and Manhattan's what it is I know what Manhattan is. I mean, I can make them. It's whiskey, it's sweet vermouth, bitters, and that's basically it. And so she makes me one of those, and you know, it's got a little cherry in it. And so you know, I'm having fun. At this point, you know, I'm sitting at the bar talking to the bartender, who's really nice. There was this not old, there was like an older Asian lady, but when I say old, I don't mean old, like maybe like 40, like a 40-year-old Asian lady. And she's really nice. I'm talking to her this entire time. I'm sitting here for like about a half hour, and I was like, well, do you know where I can do you know where's a good place to hang out, where's a good place you know, I can, you know, go hang out? And she's like, oh, go outside to the pool if you want to go in the pool. If you don't have your swimsuits, we can find you a pair of swimsuits. Someone has one, and you know, you can get the pool. And I was like, oh, okay, I just went out there. I met some other people, and I get to the pool, and everybody in the pool's like, hey, how you doing? What's up? And, you know, they're all really friendly. I'm like, these are really nice people. What could have been my friend's problem? Like, what was going on? These are really, really great people. And so I just, you know, sit there and have some small talk with them, but eventually I sit down next to the pool. There's people in the spa, there's people in the pool, there's people sitting you know, on lawn chairs, and so I'm just drinking a drink, and I'm sitting on the lawn chair, and then eventually I start talking to my person next to me, and eventually as the time goes on, I notice that in the hot tub everybody is having sex, and like orgy style, like everybody is going at it hardcore. And so after a while, I realized that this was a thing. I'm talking to this guy next to me. I'm like, I'm gonna go back into the bar, and I go back into the big full bar, and I walk in, and I notice the really nice, like, 40-year-old Asian lady has a whip, and she's wearing basically just like leather panties and like a leather bra, and she has a whip, and this one older guy, I say older, I mean like an adult around her age, around maybe your 40s, is leaning over a chair, and she's hitting him with the whip. And I was just kind of in amazement, and I'm in shock, and I'm like, and she's like, and she kind of snaps it like in air. She doesn't hit anyone with it. She snaps it in air, and she goes, what are you looking at? And I just kind of like look down, and I walk away, and I walk to the front of the thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here. But then I thought I heard my friend up the big stairs, so I went up the stairs, and all these doors are closed. It's a big long hallway with a lot of doors, and they're all closed. And then I open one of the doors, and you know, it's a bathroom, so I sit in the bathroom, and I'm like, holy crap! But I noticed the shower was on, because I just have seen something very weird, and I'm not really paying attention to much else. But I noticed the shower's on, so I kind of see around the curtain, and there's like 3 people in a big shower just going at it in there as well. So I'm like, oh god, what have I been invited to? And I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, I go out to the bathroom, and I see a door that's kind of cracked, so I kind of peek in that door, because I know what's going on now. I kind of peek in, I'm afraid to catch another orgy, and there's just this big king-sized bed, and there are no covers on it except just like a little sheet, like that white sheet. And it's just, I swear it had at least 10 people on it, and they were just, it was anything goes in that place. I have seen some things that I don't even know how to vocalize. There was dudes doing dudes, guys doing girls, girls doing girls, a couple dudes doing a couple guys, and a couple girls doing one dude. And it was just like, okay. That being said, at this point in time, I'm pretty I'm 16 years old and I don't really know how to handle this, so I just kind of turn around and I walk straight out the door. I get in my car, I call my friend, and I was like, "Yeah, you were right. I'm coming over." And I just, that's all I could say, and I just hung up the phone and I met over at his house. And the girl that invited me to that party, actually, I had never spoken to again. I never wanted to see or speak to her again, and that was the time she invited me to the party was the very last time I saw her. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. I thought it was a really funny story. Thank you guys for watching, though. I really do appreciate it.